after an unsuccessful attempt at retirement. It seems that you freely admit that you're pretty passionate about what you do and you love helping leaders strengthen their leadership skills and their workplaces. And that's where I wanted to start, is if you're open to it, no pressure, but if you're open to sharing a little bit about your age and the work that you are still managing to do, I think the listeners would find it very inspiring. I know I find it incredibly inspiring. So maybe we can start there.
I'm not at all embarrassed. So this month I will turn 91, and I've been, as you said earlier, I've been involved in this whole leadership development arena for probably a lot longer than you've been alive, probably 65 years, and in a variety of roles. And I find it constantly challenging, and find there's exciting new things happening in the field. And so I did try retirement for a month and a half, and I didn't find that all that rewarding and satisfying. So I've much preferred to be in the ring rather than sitting in the stands. So that's basically where I am. And I'm not sure. People ask me when I might want to retire, and I say I probably will leave horizontally, not vertically, probably from this.
I love that. It's incredibly inspiring, very much so along the lines of our philosophy at Flow Research Collective. What Flow says is that fulfillment and happiness comes through engagement, not through consumption or through, attempting to maximize pleasure. And so you're a living embodiment of that. What is it that you like about your work and what you do? What is it that you get?
There are several dimensions to it, I think. One is that the nature of the work that we do is one that provides the opportunity to constantly be learning. So I find that there's great joy in learning new things, finding good research that isn't being fully applied, and to find ways of, to practically implement that. What I particularly enjoy about my role now is that it has a great deal of variety to it. So I go from doing some externally facing things with clients to being an individual contributor. I love to write. I love to research. I do find, as one of my friends said, I enjoy having written more than I enjoy writing, but I enjoy the process and what that all means. I also think that there's something about position in life where you have leverage, where you can impact things and make a bigger dent than you can if you're just an individual solo contributor. And so I find being part of an organization to be extraordinarily rewarding, because I do think it affords you the opportunity of making a bigger impact. So the list could go on, but those are some of the things that are really motivating to me, and why I choose to keep on doing it.
One of the things I was struck by, Jack, when we first spoke, was just how sharp you are cognitively. And honestly, I felt a little slow, relatively speaking, when we first talked. And I'm curious if you could describe any shifts that you've experienced, from, let's say, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s to now, in terms of cognitive performance, motivation, energy, drive, things like that. Has there been a theme for each decade across some of those dimensions?
I wish I knew why some people are able to kind of keep working later years, and I would be the first to kind of say, I think it's genetics. I think it's luck. I do try to take care of myself. I try to exercise every day. I try to eat well, and I try to get a good night's sleep. And I think part of it is having a happy family life, and having good relationships with your kids and your neighbors and being involved in what you deem to be some worthwhile things. But yeah, I think there are lots of things that combined. I honestly feel like I'm as productive now from a kind of an intellectual point of view as I have ever been in my lifetime, going back to my 30s and 40s and 50s. I'm still writing as much. I'm still as curious. I will confess that on weekend afternoons, it's very convenient to take a long nap. So physically, there may be just a little less kind of vitality, but I must say that I feel as well today as I did when I was in my 40s and 50s. My physician says that at my age, my chances of living 5 more years are equally as good as they were when I was 50. I do believe that for people in this generation, at the age of 50, your life is probably only about half lived, and I think that's been a wonderful change in our society. It's sad that a high percentage of people in their later years are having some cognitive challenges, and there's this rampant kind of Alzheimer's, dementia kind of phenomenon. I'm hoping we'll find some answers to that. But for those of us who are just, lucky and able to not be in that situation, people should not be living in fear of the last couple of decades of their life.
If what you've heard on Flow Research Collective Radio has been helpful, please consider doing us a solid and leaving us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you are listening to this. Reviews help us connect to a wider audience so we can get these peak performance principles out to more people.